Hello, citizens! Welcome back to the People of Satoshi series, the pioneering, libertarian, Bitcoin-based sovereign community on the planet. Today, we're going to delve deeper into how we're going to use the funds we've gathered for our project. That means we'll be talking about where the money from selling 210,000 citizenship titles is going. First off, for those who might not know much about what we're up to, let's do a quick recap on who we are, what we're building, and what we're offering. Then, we'll give you an overview and dive into some financial details on how we're planning to spend these resources. After touring over 21 states in Brazil and showing 210 merchants the ropes on accepting Bitcoin in their local businesses, not just as a payment method, but as a whole philosophy, Palavra de Satoshi came to a conclusion. We figured it'd be a lot more sensible to start a new country from scratch, rather than trying to turn an existing one into a haven for Bitcoin lovers and libertarians. Fueled by the dream of creating a nation where freedom is guaranteed and taxes are a thing of the past for businesses and citizens alike, we've set out to build the world's largest Bitcoin-loving libertarian community. People of Satoshi is all about sovereignty, bringing together libertarians and Bitcoin enthusiasts from all corners of the globe into a decentralized, autonomous society. What we're building is very simple. We're creating a new kind of society. Just like that. If you don't feel like you belong to any kind of social organization today, you feel like democracy based on elected politicians fail to represent the people's interests and only serve those currently in power, People of Satoshi is for you. People of Satoshi is envisioned to be a community of 210,000 members. This may sound like a lot, but it's actually a very exclusive club when you think of the worldwide demand for a community like this. We aim to promote Bitcoin adoption worldwide, but at the same time, we believe local communities play a fundamental role in driving Bitcoin adoption where it's most needed. Citizens and small businesses. Networking will be our focus during the initial phases of People of Satoshi. We want members to get together and develop awesome solutions together. That's a lot easier when you're already surrounded by people who share the same principles and ideals as you. The first feature our members, or citizens, will have at their disposal is our exclusive token issuance solution. You will have access to our exclusive tokenizer, where you can issue tokens for any project you're currently working on, similar to a launchpad. Business endeavors will be fostered through special and recurrent events, so that you can find people to join you on your professional journey inside our community. Speaking of community, People of Satoshi is also about giving back. Our community will help select social projects focused on making the world a better place through technology, decentralization, and education. And of course, there's a lot more to it. We're actively building the ecosystem for People of Satoshi with our embryo community, which has already shown a lot of excitement and dedication to our project. So keep tuned for more. We may not be able to change the world after all, but we can surely build our own community and live in accordance with our values and principles, don't you think? In order to be part of People of Satoshi, you will have to sign our statute, which is a series of principles and values every aspiring citizen should read carefully and sign in accordance. This is required before actually buying the citizenship title, which will have its price fixed at 210,000 Satoshis. This price tag will not reflect any variations in fiat, since it's a product priced in Bitcoin. As a citizen, you will be part of our community, where you represent yourself through our self-representative democracy. You will also have access to exclusive content from top creators around the world and access to exclusive events. You can also apply for roles such as Guardians, who are dedicated to protecting funds, or even CEO if you really want to get serious. This is how our governance will be shaped. Every 21 months, we'll have elections for the position of CEO of the club. Any citizen can run, but the first person to occupy this position will be the project founder. The CEO is in charge of overseeing ongoing projects and also conducting meetings with members, where the club's finances will be debated. So the question arises, is People of Satoshi actually decentralized? The answer is Absolutely yes, since all decisions pertaining to the club's capital will be voted on by the community. with the CEO merely facilitating the exchange of information. Remember, we were going to sell 210,000 citizenship titles to Bitcoiners and libertarians all around the world? Okay, so where does that money go? We're talking a total of 441 Bitcoins here, which is why we've put hours and hours of work into where each Satoshi goes. So this is what we came up with. Most of the funds, about 82% more specifically, will be stored in our multi-sig encrypted cold wallets for an unspecified time. The reason we're doing this is to have enough capital to purchase lands when the dollar hits zero and most nation-states go broke. We believe when the fiat system collapses, we, the Bitcoin holders, will be the new world's financial elite, and we'll have so much capital we'll be able to purchase a countrywide area to institute our own private and decentralized country, Terra de Satoshi. You might have noticed that we have 6 different trenches of allocation of capital, which refer to specific timeframes during People of Satoshi's Citizenship titles sale. The first trench will refer to the first block of sales. Each block is comprised of 21 citizenship titles. Trench 2 will refer to blocks 101 to 1001, and so on. This ensures that funds are rebalanced in accordance with the priority at that moment. Marketing, for example, will have an allocation of 6.3%, but it will be much higher in the first trench, about 48%, as we need to attract new citizens at that stage. Since this need diminishes over time, so does the marketing budget, which will be very close to zero in the last 2 trenches. Legal affairs, foundation, and technology will get 2.1% each. The tokenizer, the club, and the multi-sig wallets will also be allocated to 2.1% of the capital, and seed capital will be 0.42% of the club's budget. When the time of acquisition finally comes, the world will know the true power of Bitcoin and the freedom of choice it represents. During this time, there will be an unprecedented crisis, aggravated by the lack of trust in fiat money and the governments that vouch for its validity. And we, the people of Satoshi, will get to pick where we want to establish our country. We've come a long road to get here. Have you watched our previous videos? In the Citizenship of Satoshi, we present the concept of citizenship that Satoshi would have envisioned, where every citizen speaks for him or herself, where no one is forced to live in a broken system, where freedom is a basic human right and not a concession. In Terra de Satoshi, we dive deeper into what our private, decentralized country will look like. Terra de Satoshi will be a country with no central government, but that doesn't mean chaos. In fact, there are 7 pillars that guide our conducts. The first pillar is absolute private property. That means you own your property. You don't have to pay anyone to guarantee your ownership. If you bought your car, it's yours. If you bought your house, it's also your property. Period. The second is self-represented democracy. That means you won't elect politicians to speak for you. When did that ever work? Politicians tend to pursue their own personal interests, and that's no use for a modern society, which is why you're going to be voting on a lot of decisions yourself, instead of delegating your decision-making power to someone else. The third pillar is tax abolition. No company or citizen will ever be taxed in Terra de Satoshi. It's as simple as that. The fourth pillar is the free market. The free market is the main driver of life in society. It determines what is needed, when, where, and by whom. The free market should never be suppressed or tampered with. The fifth pillar is individual freedom. Why should anyone decide what you should or should not do, anyways? The sixth is non-aggression ethics. Just live and let live. That's it. Last but not least, private laws and justice. Our society will be guided by a set of laws voted by the citizens themselves. For more info on how this works, check out our official white paper on our website, peopleofsatoshi.com. So should you become a citizen of Satoshi? Only you can tell. If you feel enslaved by a system made to oppress masses silently, if you are convinced that humanity is capable of organizing life in society without the presence of central governmental entities, or if you believe freedom is not a right, in the sense that it's granted to you, but it's actually intrinsic to the nature of human beings, then People of Satoshi is where you should be. For more info, check our white paper, available at peopleofsatoshi.com, and don't forget to follow us on social media. Your active participation will be detrimental to the freedom of our people. Join us and break free from the shackles of government oppression. Bitcoiners and libertarians around the world, unite